Good day, everyone, and welcome on board the bus. I am your driver, Jen Tidwell, and I am so excited to be back for day 2 of ERP CurseCon 2.0. We've got a lot of panel and only a little time, so let me quickly welcome and introduce Emily, Kat, Varun, Danny, and Tamara as we start the engine and get this bus on the road. Hey, everybody.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi.
Oh, Emily, it's so wonderful to see you. We chatted briefly at another convention earlier this year, and it's wonderful to see your lovely face again. How are you?
You too. I'm great. I'm in my basement, living the dream, talking to ERPers. I'm good with these beautiful people.
Love to hear it. Tamara, you're a new mom again. How's that? Congratulations.
Good. Again. No, good, really good. Yeah, my husband's getting sent next week, so we're on the same page with that.
Wonderful. Excellent. Varun, look at your smiling face. It's so wonderful to see you. How have you been?
It's good. I've been good. I've been really good. Hey, is this called the bus because of the vampire bus? Like, why are we on a bus?
I think it's called the bus because when you're on the ERP bus, you're on the bus. You're on the bus with Emily. Like Emily.
No, that's all the explanation I needed. Thank you.
There we go. Okay, yeah. The only difference is today I'm driving instead of Emily, but you know. Danny, how are you? It's lovely to see you again.
Thanks for having me. I'm good. I'm also living the COVID dream.
Yeah. Is everybody gotten, I know that there was some weirdness with the AstraZeneca shot up in Canada. Has everyone gotten a different shot now, or what's going on there?
That's the one I got, except I keep calling it the Auschwitz shot for some reason, or something bad like that, or what was that?
That's not a good.
That's not.
No, it was also the what's the jail on the island in San Francisco?
Alcatraz.
Alcatraz.
Okay, that's safer. That's safer.
Right. What I'm calling it. It's so bad. I got crazy sick, and then I got COVID right after I got
COVID. Oh no.
It was bad, guys. It was bad.
Oh geez.
It was
bad.
I'm back.
Vaccinated?
You're okay?
I got vaccinated. Yeah.
Okay.
You got vaccinated.
Wow.
Yeah, it was awful. Awful.
No.
But it's fine. I'm back. I'm fine.
Okay.
I made it. The shot saved me. The shot was great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So the shot did work. It didn't totally prevent, but it made it a milder, although still horrible.
I mean, the
scenario.
doctors were like, you didn't end up in the hospital because you got the shot.
Yeah.
It was like,
which is sort of the idea with all this, right?
Yeah.
I think Varun's the only. I got Pfizer.
Yeah.
I got Pfizer.
Nice.
I got AstraZeneca. I got AstraZeneca too.
Pfizer and fully vaccinated over here.
Oh, hey, congrats, Varun.
shot? You got
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, on the Cayman
He
Islands.
lived his life at a resort on an island, so Varun's okay. Nobody worry about it.
Yeah, he is okay.
Well, Danny, I'm so glad that you're okay now and that you made it to the other side of that. And hey, antibodies for the win.
I know. I'm superhuman now. I'm superhuman now.
Fantastic.
Very thankful.
And Kat, how are you? How are you? How's Bernie? How's everybody?
I'm great. He's here with me. We're up north with family, and it's awesome and having a great time going for paddles and being very Canadian. I put on a bra for this, which I'm
wow. I feel honored. I am.
Yeah.
I did too.
Life's good. Enjoying some time in the woods.
That's wonderful. Everybody needs a little bit of time in the woods, right?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, well, let's dive in because we're here to talk ERP, everybody's favorite subject. So Emily, I'm putting you on the hot seat first. One of the amazing things about Winona ERP is its ability to be funny and goofy and campy, and then turn around and deliver an emotional gut punch. How did you build these moments? Waverly's very subtle anxiety depression that manifested into Jolene, Winona's much celebrated drinking that eventually seemed more of an addiction.
Well, it's funny you picked those two moments because they're so different, right? Like, I think Waverly's depression and anxiety as personified by Jolene kind of came out of nowhere, which has been my experience with depression, is that sometimes it can just slam into you and you can't see it coming. Versus I feel like Winona's maybe borderline alcoholism has been building for years on the show, right? Like, it's all been a good time for 4 years, but it's always been there under the surface. She obviously comes from like a family of alcoholics. Yeah, it's also like trusting the audience. And I think also having the benefit of 4 years with these characters is like, it actually gets easier to tell these sort of intense stories when the audience has already kind of fallen in love with the characters and know who they are and what their challenges are. So, but I do think you earn those moments, those heavier moments on a show that is like fun and funny. But it's one of my favorite things about this fandom is they're just up for the wild kind of swings in tone. So thank you for coming with us.
Absolutely. Anywhere you want to drive the bus, Emily, we are happily on board and going along for the ride.
Hawaii.
Okay, Hawaii. I'm there. So Varun, there was obviously some major tension between Nicole and Jeremy during the first part of the season. What was it like to play that animosity with Kat, and how did you feel about Jeremy's role in Nicole's death and his big fourth wall break to the audience?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. What I do know is filming those scenes with Kat in the tub were some of my favorite moments of all 4 seasons of Wynonna Earp. Those 3 days of her being in that tub were hilarious. We lost our minds together, me, Greg, and Kat. It was amazing because Greg was drinking this fake beer, and I think he thought he was like getting drunk because he just kept repeating this chanting over and over again. And Kat's getting all loopy in that tub because she's just been in this warm water for 8 hours. It's incredible.
Glorious.
Oh, I loved it.
Oh man, how pruny were you, Kat, by the time that was over?
I was pretty pruny. I was almost like beyond prune. It was like a step ahead of prune. I was just like saturated. You know,
wow.
Like I was so full of water that I didn't even have finger prints anymore.
Oh jeez. No moisturizer for a week after that, right?
That was so fun.
Yeah.
It was so fun. And then the frogs being, oh my God, we had to shut down set for an hour to look for one frog that was still in the thing.
It wasn't even missing.
We miscounted.
Oh, no.
And they were like, "Oh, don't worry, it's in the aquarium. It's fine. We found it."
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
So
and everyone, was there like a collective like Price is Right loser horn sound, just da 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 da? Yeah. Oh, geez, the fun of the shenanigans on set, right? So Tamara, what do you think? How do you think Rosita will change her new home? How is she gonna change her new home in the church? Do you think they'll keep taking in scorned women, keep the church-like atmosphere, or do renovations? Or is this the birth of the Purgatory Warrior Nuns crossover?
Oh yeah, I think it won't even be called a church anymore. I think that there's definitely going to be an overhaul, and she'll be the leader of that and educate these warriors as much as possible and bring them out into the world full force and change things up within the whole dynamic of like how things are set up, for sure. I think that she's like a revolutionary in that sense. So yeah.
Awesome. Gonna ditch the habits.
Yeah.
Get some more casual clothes in there. Yeah.
Get some more casual. We're gonna call it clothing.
Denim shorts.
Yeah. There you go.
Daisy Dukes.
Got to figure out how to actually be able to leave the convent without the.
Yeah, and bringing in scorned women is 100%. I think there should be no denying any woman who is repenting for her sins.
So-called sins, right? Yeah. Excellent. Well, I look forward to that crossover. So I'm sure Emily's working on a pitch right now. So Danny, yeah, good to go. Danny, I know that you were pretty excited about Mercedes becoming a vampire.
Yeah.
So now that she is a vampire, what do you see as her next career jump? Do you think she'll acquire her own stripper bus and posse of Euro chic vamps?
I think she's done strippers. She's been there, done that. And I keep dreaming that she would move on to have this like elaborate fashion, because the fashion just kept getting crazier and crazier as she was on the show. And I would love for her to like go and start her own clothing line and, suck a lot of blood.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
That would be pretty freaking awesome. Yeah. Emily, back to you. How did it feel to hear your voice on the show?
Awful. Acting is so hard. It's so fucking hard. All I had to do was like speak into the phone, and it sounded like some weird robot who had never met another human. I'm not exaggerating. I think when someone's like act natural, it's so hard.
It's the worst.
Thank you for indulging me. It's just really hard, but it makes me respect even more how hard it is to do what everyone on this panel does. Like, it's so hard. I don't know
how did they convince you, Emily? Because we try to convince you for years. Like, who convinced you to do the voice?
Because people have been asking me to do a cameo, and I was so terrified. And then one of the producers said, "What about just the voice cameo?" And I was like, "Okay, compromise. And then I tried to fake my own death, but they found me. So I was like, oh shit. No. Thank you for indulging me. I don't think that woman sounds like she should be in charge of anything, let alone BBD. So Jeremy, Brune, you got to take over immediately. After your date.
But I love it, that cameo, because it's like the voice of God. You know, the creator of the show is telling this character.
Perfect.
It's so cool. It's so meta. I love it.
Yeah, but I also love that he was like, "No, I've got a date," which feels like like you're in charge of nothing. So thank you.
You know, I think it was a fantastic acting job, Emily, because actually my wife had to tell me that was you. I didn't recognize your voice.
Well,
so you truly got into the character. You disappeared.
I did a West Toronto accent instead of an East Toronto accent. So it was a little subtle. Yeah.
And you fooled at least me. So, you know.
Perfect. One gen. Good.
One gen. Gun. Yeah.
Perfect.
So Kat, despite 4 seasons, we still don't know a ton about Nicole's backstory. As the show's progressed, how did your own ideas about Nicole's backstory evolve? Do you think she has siblings somewhere? And where do you think she came from?
Great question. I think we did get a lot of good information about the cult, and I found that really informative just for her, even though it wasn't like, this is who your parents were and this is exactly where you grew up. And I think we got a lot of information about like how her upbringing affected her and how she knew very early on what she liked and the job she wanted to do and the type of work she wanted to do. And even though we got like little hints of her family being super academic, not really getting her, I liked that aspect, that she really knew and was like, I don't fit in with my family and the vibe of like, they don't really 100% understand me and my passions, but that's okay. I'm still going to follow that calling in myself to be a person who works in service of others. And I think that informed so much for me. I think she does. I've always thought that she does have a sibling. And I think she doesn't probably speak to her parents too much. I mean, she talked about not speaking to them at all, but I'd like to think that maybe she was able to like start bridging that gap a little bit, or she will be. I don't know, like it was enough for me, I think, as an actor to build enough of a life for her, a previous life. But I think it was also good because it affirmed that she had a bit of a lone wolf phase of her life, and she was very independent and really knew who she was from day one and was never afraid of that. And I think that's so beautiful. And that she was like, no, this is who I am. This is what I want to do with my life. And even though my family's kind of like, you're why this is foolish, or this is not a worthy occupation, I think she always knew and followed that calling in herself. And I think it says a lot about her.
Do you think that now that Nicole is stuck in the Ghost River Triangle, that would push her to try to reach out to maybe at least a sibling more than she might have if she wasn't stuck?
I don't think, it's a good question, Jen. I don't know. I don't think being stuck versus not stuck would change that. I think she's at a place in her life where she's settled and so happy and so in love that I find like in our lives, when we're in really good places, it's you want to you feel emboldened by that. Like she's in such a strong, settled place. I think she's sort of ready to maybe start reaching out, regardless of if she can leave the triangle or not. I think it's more of a where she is emotionally in her life, in her marriage, and you know, like she's in a good place, and I think she feels very strong. Yeah.
And this is why you are the keeper of Nicole.
I don't know, but that's what it feels to me. Yeah.
Well, you and Emily both, obviously. It's because Nicole is both Emily's writing, and then you're bringing her to life. So yeah. Yes, the best combo ever. Danny, and this is actually a Danny kind of Emily question at the same time. So how many stage names were on the table before we settled on Porsche Control?
Very interested in this answer.
Sorry, was that to me? I froze up for a second.
It was to both of you in case Danny had input on it.
I don't
know.
Yeah.
I froze up, so I didn't hear the question. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's okay. So the question was, how many stage names were on the table for Mercedes before you settled on Porsche Control?
I think quite a few. That's like a really good procrastination exercise in the writing room, is coming up with names for things like the male strip club, milkshakes. There were like 500, different names for that. And all the names of the juices and the chili cook-off. When Chrissy turns Shorties into a juice bar, there were like a billion different types of juices. But Porsche Control just sounded right. God, what an amazing return to Danny Kind, eh?
Yes. Yes.
That was scary.
Every time you show up on set, Danny, I'm like, okay, we're doing something insane.
You guys are the nicest. You guys give me the funnest things to do.
And that's what's so amazing about your set, right? It's incredibly professional. At the same time, you've got so much room to play, and it's a safe space. I mean, that doesn't happen often.
Yeah. But then the end product is always so good because everybody's invested, right? Everybody knows they can bring ideas and try their best stuff. And yeah.
Everyone had extra juice in them too, shooting that last season. Like everybody had it. The vibe was like, the vibe's always good, but the vibe was extra on top of, I feel like, shooting that stuff with Mel. Everybody wanted to, I can't speak for everybody, but it felt like everybody wanted to do their best work for her. It's just like the bar was set, and then the bar rose, and then the bar rose. It just kept feeling like that over and over again, which was amazing.
And soon we'll have the record for Canadian high jump on a film, on a TV set.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So Tamara, how hard was it to climb up on, I'm going to probably mispronounce this, Okotoks erratic in those high-heeled boots?
How is it pronounced, Emily?
Okotoks.
Okotoks. Oh, my apologies. I will never get that wrong again.
It's fine.
I wasn't wearing.
Work is hard. We've already talked about this.
Yeah. I wasn't wearing heels, so it wasn't bad. I climbed up pretty easily. I think it was the wind that really affected me the most. It was a super cold day. But I think it was fine. I got up there, and the view was great, just looking at Melanie, and it was a great time. It was a great time. No, I can't complain. Like, everyone's super safe on set. They put all the precautions in place. There's people behind me hiding. I have to say, I have so much respect for the crew and how hard they work to make sure that everything goes as planned, and keeping all the actors as safe as possible. So I will say, although it looked, there's a lot of things that come into play when you're looking at something that looks so grandiose and it looks scary. And that's because of the production and how it's done, and what everyone else puts in. They just plop me in there, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready. So, yeah, no, it was amazing. I had an amazing time. And the coat was like, wardrobe just did such a fantastic job on making it such an iconic piece. Like, I'm like, can I take this home? I think everyone wanted that coat at one point. Yeah.
Did you get it?
No, I did not get it. No.
Yeah, good. Did you get it? Oh, we just sent it to you.
It's so iconic. It's like such and even even looking at the landscape and how beautiful they shot it, it's just something that it just so beautiful. It was really well done. And like the place that they picked to shoot, and where was that? That was in the, I have no clue where that was, but it was beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I hope you do get the jacket eventually. Maybe it'll just show up by surprise on your doorstep. Just a belated gift.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? So Varun, what do you think Jeremy and Damon would do on their date?
On their date?
Yeah.
Oh God, I never thought of this.
On the spot.
Wow, what would they do on their date? I don't know, Emily. What did you?
I don't know. Haunted tuxedos? No, I don't know.
Maybe a
they
board game cafe.
Maybe they go. Yeah, the cat cafe. Wouldn't
Cat
they go to
cafe?
the new cat cafe in Purgatory?
Yeah, I think so. Some sort of cafe setting, board games, cat cafe, something low key, cute.
Yeah, it would
Stakes
be fun
aren't
to
too
see
high.
Jeremy go. It'd be fun to have to see Jeremy go to Bunny Loblaw's house for like a holiday.
Oh my goodness.
God. I can't believe Damon is Bunny Loblaw's nephew. Like that's
Right?
just must be
It
the worst
speaks
relationship.
volumes. It speaks volumes.
It
Yeah.
does. It absolutely
It's
does.
horrible.
In the best possible way.
But hopefully Nedley's there when that happens.
Mm-hmm. He'll be there.
Okay, I'm gonna jump to fan questions from Twitter. Our first one here is from @Nadley_PC for everyone. And Kat, I'm gonna come to you first. For the whole cast, who is the most like their character and least like their character? So Kat, starting with you.
Oh shit. Boo. Can I not go for, I have no idea.
Okay.
Oh, such a hard question because I think there's aspects of all of us in the character, and I'm sure, I don't know, like Emily, I'd be so curious as like, as you get to know actors, do you ever get inspired by like real people's quirks or personality traits where you, like, I don't know, it's so hard to know sometimes where they stop and we start, and especially because we've lived with them for so long. Like I can see aspects of every person in their character.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fair answer.
Oh man, it's like, honestly, it's I go to say a name and then I'm like, no.
I think that's a part of acting though too, is like regardless of how far away your character is from you, you do want to like
something of yourself.
Part of your, there's like some kind of empathy you have to have for your character. And a reveal of truth, really.
Yeah, I think there's aspects of all of us in those characters for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, like maybe the least Michael Eklund and Bobo Del Rey.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, you know, like
definitely,
not because he's a villain, but Michael like really transforms.
Yes.
Yes.
That's Jean Marchand too. Like a lot of the villains.
Yeah, Jean, that's a great one.
Guys, don't kill me. I have 2% on my, I have to plug this in.
Oh, go for it. Oh my God. I feel like my internet's bad. I know.
Okay, quickly, go plug.
Is this your safe word? Are you
Anyone
leaving?
else? Does anyone else have thoughts on that? I don't. I can see little bits of everyone in their characters.
I almost
Yeah,
think,
me too.
Yeah, but Danny, I think Mercedes is really different than you. Like, right?
You're
like
not a
super
vampire, right?
She's such a delightful, sassy lady.
Yeah, but then
I
like,
see like so much of Danny and Mercedes.
really. I'm wearing a jogging suit right now. Like,
It's more her, like,
I
her
kind of
spirit, her unapologetic nature, her fearlessness. I see that in you.
that's
Yeah.
very nice of you.
Yeah, I
Kat.
kind of see, you know what though? I think that Mercedes is sort of Danny's drag persona.
yes.
Oh yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what it
Agreed
feels like.
strongly. Yeah.
I think
I
think Tim's actually pretty different from Doc.
yeah.
Sort of. You know, like Tim's like such a mushball and sweet. And, I don't know. Is that fair? Maybe.
Yeah, that's
but
fair.
again, like just like Kat was saying, elements of Tim become part of Doc. Like Doc becomes warmer and yeah.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
absolutely totally makes sense. Yeah.
Greg has Nedley in him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like constantly unimpressed with the young people on set. He's like, look at these sexy idiots.
That
And
just
I'm like,
naturally
oh.
comes with age, though, right? Just sort of become
Yeah.
a loving curmudgeon over time. That just sort of happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kat, you're
All
so
right.
right. It's so impossible. Everybody.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
All right. Stump the panel. Go me. Okay.
This is a good one too.
Mhm.
Like even what Danny was saying, like reveal, like I think with each character as an actor, like you have to reveal a certain part of yourself to connect with that. And sometimes it's you have to be a brave enough person to reveal certain parts of yourself that you don't want other people to see.
Yeah.
And I think through a character you are liberated that you can do it, but it's also still a scary thing to do because you're like, well, I don't want people to think that's me, or like, and then you just let all of that bullshit go and you're like, it is me and it's a part of who I am. And then you just become more and more like each character that you play, you become more and more comfortable within yourself because you really do get to understand yourself more and more.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say Jan's pretty different than
Yes, extremely.
Very much so. Yeah.
Salty, loving woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very different. Yeah.
Very different.
Yeah.
I think we got a glimpse of real Jan more in the Cupid episode where she was glittered. Yeah. But I mean, that shows that she's got chops, right? That she can go to such an extreme.
Got it. Well, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking about how people always say like, oh, were Kat and Dom or Danny or Tamara or improving, or were they acting? And I'm like, well, sometimes they were improving, but like, that's also what good actors they are, that like, it's hard to separate their character from themselves. Like, again, they're just so good at their craft that I'm like, yeah, you should not be able to tell, I think, a little bit.
Yeah, and that is a fantastic note to end on. These actors are brilliant.
They're brilliant. Bye. They're the best. Love them forever. Yeah.
And the writing is brilliant. It's all brilliant and wonderful. And we're so blessed and grateful to have each and every one of you in our lives. It has been such a delight chatting with each of you today here on the bus. I am pulling up to our stop now, and I hope the rest of you had a wonderful day. A huge thanks to our ASL interpreter, keeping up with our motor mouths this entire time. And everyone have a fantastic rest of con.
Yay! Thanks.
Yay.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.